to secure a recovery of the naira, you will eliminate by and by the forex push component of the inflation. If you do that, you get the naira right, you get inflation under control. The opportunity cost mechanism on which bank interest rates depend would have been sorted out. The result is that you can now have a better regime of bank interest rates in Nigeria. My intention is that once we solve the naira value thing and there's no more round tripping, and once we control inflation, the next will be, let me come again. To the extent that interest rates have always moved in tandem with foreign exchange value of the naira and inflation, determining of forex value of the naira and inflation will address that opportunity cost mechanism inherent in the making of interest rates. And it will arrive at a level supportive of the industrial revolution, which is an integral part of my solutions. Let me give you an overall commentary on solutions 1, 2, and 3. These solutions will be revolutionary and will provide us with an increase in the value of money held by every Nigerian. What used to buy one thing before will now be able to buy two. What that signals is life more abundant for the citizenry. No money is needed from the federal government for these solutions. All that is needed is the will. All that is needed is for people to stop grandstanding. All that is needed is for people to stop the idea that they know all and to listen and at least try something out before you destroy it. I go to number 4. I had mentioned it earlier, but for the purpose of emphasis, I say 30 million jobs in 18 to 24 months. I am willing to provide my working papers. I am willing to stand before the National Assembly if need be. Number 5, erection of 10 million workers' homes. These are already designed countrywide over the next 8 to 10 years in a program integrated with item 4, that is the creation of 30 million jobs. So that Nigerians who now say they have a short-landed housing stock of 17 million can have relief. Again, all we need is for the federal government to have the will. The technique for financing this project is available with me. Number 6, an unprecedented national promotion of cooperatives for export, general distribution, and light industries. All over, wherever you go, you see breadwinners sitting down, some of them playing draft as early as 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. These people can be marshaled into forces for export and general distribution of goods as a way of attacking the growing unemployment rate in the country. These people who you see about, a lot of the people you see about leaving their homes at 8 o'clock in the morning and coming back in the evening, don't have anything they are doing. They are jobless in the real sense. When you add that to those people who are jobless technically, you will find that this country is in a mess. Number 7, I have planned a multi-locational economic springboard activity for each local government of Nigeria in form of an industrial activity best suited to each area in a value between 600 million and 1.2 billion as at the value of money in September 2014. Because the naira is shifting so much, our nation now is like a nation playing a football match in which the goalpost is changing every 10 minutes. There is absolute planlessness Only those who are sitting where they have access to national coffers or where they have access to endless foreign exchange can be smiling. You cannot even plan because, as I said, the goalpost, which is the naira, whatever you are planning on is denominated in the naira. And the naira is shifting base so much that you are lost. So, the economic springboard activity, which I have talked about, being 600 million or 1.2 billion naira for every local government of Nigeria, is taken as at the value of money in September 2014. Then I have as item 8, what I call the Double H program, which has a propensity for driving huge funds into government coffers. In all, I have in my template steps that can bring up an additional 4.8 trillion to the federal government budget as a date. Well, I say federal government budget because we don't have a national budget. It is wrong nomenclature for anybody to suggest that the federal government budget is the national budget. The national budget of Nigeria will be the budget of the federal government of Nigeria plus the budget of all states of the federation. No such thing has been compiled. No such thing has ever been made public to Nigerians. Even what you call the federal government budget is a one-legged budget in which you know about outflows and details of inflows to the point of accretion into the federation's account, and for it to trickle down to what you can now distribute is never made public. Let those who are handling public accountability listen now. The budget is one-legged. Before I move on, I find it necessary to explain a point, because I have said earlier that the federal government can have more money, in fact, as much as the 4.7, 4.8 trillion naira that they are currently budgeting. But in order for that to happen, there is need for us to attend to one issue, and I call that the setting up of the vanguard of national reform. So I've been talking about revolutionary reform. Revolutionary reform. We need to set up this vanguard of national reform. And this vanguard comprises the judiciary, the police, the prisons, and the military forces. There is no revolutionary reform that we want to do with the police as it currently is, because we are making a public mockery of police work. You need to revamp the judiciary, the police, you need to revamp the military forces and the prisons. The reason for this is very simple. You need a new order. The areas from which the new money will come in, you need to be able to police appropriately. What you have on ground cannot solve it. It is public knowledge that if you load a trailer of yams from somewhere in Benue State and come into Lagos, you will meet so many checkpoints. And by the time you get to Lagos, what you have paid en route will have to be loaded onto the cost of the yams. I am now taking you to the threshold of the economic cost of corruption. So unless you take the vanguard of national reform and you subject them to proper revamping, we will not move off the ground. Indeed, if Nigeria were to take any foreign loan from any country, any of the advanced countries, I think the proper loan to take is the loan to revamp the police force, to assist in revamping the judiciary, to assist in revamping the prisons and our military forces. And then you'll be ready. After all, there are countries that do not have oil. They do not have crude oil, yet they are surviving. So it is my view that our national government should be able to pay attention to this, and if they need expanded views or expatiated views on this, I will be ready to provide. I go to reform number 11. I have on my template a system through which you can protect bank deposits beyond the level by NDIC to date. Today, if you lose your money which you have in a bank, if the bank collapses, you are given 5% of what you have lost. I don't see that as insurance. In fact, I see that as an invitation to bank liquidation. So I have this template that will ensure that every kobo that is put in Nigerian banks will be protected. Every kobo. I have it on my template. As item 12, I have a solution for a banking and insurance boom, entailing jobs for graduates of accounting, banking, business administration, and the like in teeming thousands. People may wonder how this is so. I have a template, a system on my template that is deeper than the cashlight system, that will compel a boom in the number of accounts held by banks countrywide. The implication is that it is a must to employ bigger people, to employ larger people rather. It is a must to expand the branch network to every nook and cranny of Nigeria. Then I have as item 13, and a thing that may interest every Nigerian. Today, if you take a new house, apart from the punitive 2 years, 3 years rent or 1 year or so that you pay, to be able to equip that house or that apartment